Hey guys, I'm Devin with Merit Aquatics, and today we're going to take a look at some of the improvements that I've made on my pond. I was going to make out a full video of installing stuff and building things, but I'll just walk through you guys the steps that I took to do it. So if you watched our previous video, you know that I had a large central air system that ran all of my aquariums. Well, I found on Amazon a solar setup, and the larger solar setup, it's like the $80 one. This thing is, excuse my language, it is kick ass. It does amazing. Right now I've actually got it on the lowest setting, the lowest, and we're still pumping out really good volumes of air, and this is through the filter sponges. And now I have my smaller volume one over here in a little goldfish project, which I haven't showed you guys yet. But it works awesome. I'll show you guys exactly what they are. So I can put a link in the description below, but essentially this right here is our battery percentage. They have LiPo batteries in them. Let's go to a different setting. Let's go to the highest setting. So you can hear it really running now. And it's putting out a significant amount of air. So, you know, I'll kick this on large sunny days, on really bright days and stuff like that. You know, I'll run it like that. Now, we're expecting rain for the next couple days. This right here is also a solar filter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kick this thing back down because we do have a lot of water volume movement and everything. So I don't necessarily have to run this on the strongest setting. Really just keep this right here is going to be an awesome backup if we were to ever lose power. You know, I know that I can keep my fish alive with this. And in a case of dire emergency, I have a black hose that's ran up here that'll actually tie into all of my aquariums up front on the porch, where I can split this off and I could run an air stone in my large aquarium that has my arowana. I could also move this because the goldfish will survive a lot. You know, they'll be fine. But I can move some stuff around real quick and I can keep my fish alive. Now, I plan on actually getting another one of these large ones and running everything on my porch off of just this. Like I said, this was 80 bucks. So, you know, it's a little steep, but it's definitely worth it. Right now it's on the pulse setting. So that's where it runs for like 30 seconds and then shuts off for 30 seconds. I'm just going to leave this on the lowest setting though. I'm still learning how to get everything kind of dialed in. So right there's the lowest setting. Now note, this is 100% solar. So we also did some other things to increase our power efficiency and to bring our power bill down, yet really clean the pond. Now the pond's really dingy right now. It's going through a cycle. I drained it about, oh gosh, probably about 90% yesterday, refilled it, stirred up a lot of sediment. So it is slightly dingy. It'll clear up in the next day or so, and I'm completely fine with that. It's just a bacterial cycle that it's just going through. And I also added some bacteria from another tank into this. Now that bacteria has been shared amongst all of these fish at one point in time, so I wasn't too concerned about it. So I'm gonna show you guys how I made an incredible efficient pump. Sorry, not pump, but filter. So I'm gonna show you guys. All right, so you guys see this is new. So y'all know that we had a big monster filtration system in here. It was a sump system, or not really a sump, it was a 1/4 horsepower motor or pump that was covered in lava rock and what is that called? Filter floss, or I can't remember the name of it, but you get it at Hobby Lobby. And that thing demanded so much power. It pulled so much power. It was not even funny. The wires itself would get hot from the amps that it was drawing. So of course that was not only a fire hazard, but it was inefficient. So I'm gonna show you guys what we've done. All right, so y'all know that we bought an Intex Pool and it comes with a filter. Cool, right? This filter's got all kind of different settings and modes, and I'm not really sure what this is. Like you dial it, and I don't know what it does. I really don't know. I don't know if this is like speeds or the length of time that it runs, but I just kick it on 10 and leave it. So what I've done was I took the filter cartridge out of this, 100% out of the pump, and that way it's not having to draw a lot of power. It doesn't have a load on it, essentially. There's zero load on this filter. It's just working as a pump. It's just moving water. I had this in it, and it would actually trip the GFCI out because it would overload trying to pull through this cheap, crappy material. Done. Opened it up. So what I've done is I actually robbed the outflow piece from the pond, and I mounted it in this bucket. Now you get this for $15, but that's not all what I've done. So I'm gonna open it up and show you. But I also have my sump. So this sump is what I ran. It's ready for 100 gallons. It moves a good bit of water. And I'll actually just go ahead and take this off right now. And what we're doing is we're gonna run like a double filtration system. So this would be like a pre-filter. This would be like a post-filter. And really, I could probably do away with this eventually and just get a pump. But being that we have filtration through this thing moves a large volume of water. This right here is what we've done. So I got all these sponges for less than $10 at a local Dollar Tree. Now, these things have not cycled, so there's no bacteria buildup in this yet. Now, once your bacterial cycle starts in this, oh, I'm telling you, this thing will be incredible. Like, it'll have all kind of good bacterial growth in here that will just absolutely scrub our pond. And what I did is I've got lava rock in here. Lava rock is the base. I took a piece of pipe, I cut a hole in my bucket. I used GE Lexan or GE silicone, 100%. It's safe for aquariums and stuff like that. And I took my little metal basket, put it over my pipe, and then poured the lava rock in. Now this lava rock has been cycled. This is what came out of the original sump setup, and I did use some of the material that was in there just for the bacterial setup. And so you guys see that this water has to kind of hit and disperse throughout all these sponges. And plus we added the additional water from the sump filtration. This is going to work excellent. Once that bacteria starts to grow in here and this thing really starts to work and get loaded up, I'm telling you, this is going to be a pond scrubbing filter. I built all of this for under $30. These were on sale at Lowe's. They were $15. I had the lava rock and I had the pipe, but you know, you can get all this stuff really, really affordable. So that's what I did, was I'm using the Intex pump as essentially just a pump. What it's, you know, just a pump, just a non-filtered pump. Now I could probably put some sort of pre-filtration in it, but what it's going to do is this is going to slow down the flow of water actually going to our filters. So that's not efficient, and we're not going to go that route. What I could do is put like a spray bar in here that would make the water really like mist over all this stuff. I mentioned a spray bar, and I actually added a spray bar. So this is like a couple hours later. So I'll show you guys. Hey, I just kind of gently put it in there so it don't restrict the flow, but yet it does allow the water to splash. But I think that it does pretty good like it is. I just kind of arranged the sponges where they're kind of tight in there against everything, and they still have to flow through all of that lava rock, which is porous, and you know, it's got all that surface area for our good bacteria. So see, it's really easy. Seals up good. Done. So with all that being said, the ultimate goal now, within the next coming weeks, is to get this and this 100% off grid. And what that is going to require is a larger solar panel. Probably about 4 deep cycle batteries and an inverter. And our entire pond will be 100% off grid. Now, I don't expect to be able to run 100% all the time because we don't have sun all the time. But if we can get a large enough bank of batteries with a good inverter that produces good, clean, efficient power, we should be able to essentially run this 100% off the grid. You know, we have plants in here. We've got our cichlids in here. These are great fish. We've got some sunfish in here, catfish. We got all kind of amazing fish. I bet you money, there's about 1,000 fry in here right now. Tons of babies. I mean, this thing is a very healthy pond, very active. You can see I did put some of my mollies and platies in here and guppies just to add some diversity. I know that they'll be eaten. I know this. But this is a large test, is all this is, because eventually I'm going to put a larger pool just like this at my brother's, which is about a mile down the road from my house or less. And I'm going to try to run it 100% off solar with my monster fish, my arowana, all of my monster catfish, and that's going to be the plan. We're talking about a pool 3 times this size, but we have to do it off solar. You know, we're not rich out here, and we're not going to try to run it off of electricity because you're going to just eat the power bill up and it's going to take the fun out of it. So I'm going to show you guys my setup of the solar, where I've got them mounted at. And yeah. Oh, the sun is peeking back out. Our solar pump there, our filter, is working excellent. Lots of water movement, which is great. So let's get up here on the roof. I got to clean up all these wires, and I plan to. So what I did was I just set my panels up on the roof. Eventually, I'm going to mount all of these on like a board, just in case we do get rain, and I don't want them to wash off and get damaged. But I'm going to mount them on like a board, or like a board and a brick type setup where they're up on the roof, so our sun is always hitting this. I'm going to have to do some research and see where the sun actually sets in the wintertime and comes up in the winter. So I know that we have plenty of power. But if I have to move them, that's completely fine. If I have to move them to another side of the roof, I will. What I'll do is I'll just extend all these wires and, you know, we'll make it work. But yeah, there's an aerial view of our pond. So guys, if you like videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.